Another big storm is rolling through San Diego, dumping plenty of rain in parts of our county, especially up in the North County. Welcome to the 4. I'm Heather Myers.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Our crews are spread out across the county, and this afternoon we have team coverage for you.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal is live in Del Mar. Our Sean Stiles is in the Mountain View area, and Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis is tracking our storm from the Weather Center.
Let's go first out to Kelly near the coast. Kelly?
That's right. Here in Del Mar and throughout North County, it's pretty much been raining nonstop since this morning. Now, we have noticed some pooling along the sides of the roads, just like here in Del Mar, but so far no major problems. I'm told that public works crews have gone through the area or through the neighborhoods around here and really tried to clear storm drains ahead of this storm. However, we did notice this storm drain here near 21st and Coast appears to be clogged. Now, we also spent some time north of here in Encinitas talking to some of the businesses along Highway 101 who told us that the rain can be tough.
It essentially turns into a river out here. You can see the puddling, and that just stretches all along the Highway 101. So it's really dangerous. My wife wasn't even able to drive down the way. The road's basically up to her car door while she was driving. It gets really, really scary out here.
And that was Giuseppe Giorgis, the owner of Sip and See. Now, you can see what it looked like outside his coffee shop today. He says the pooling you see here remains for days. So when he found out it's supposed to rain all week, it was concerning. Now, he says business definitely takes a hit when it rains, not just his, but also others up and down this stretch of Highway 101. You could see a line of sandbags out to try and prevent flooding. Giorgis says the cars flying by send even more water into their parking lots. At the Leucadian down the street, I walked through a few inches of water. They had pumps out. Bartender Chris Gibson says the rain isn't great for bringing in customers.
It's definitely a big hit, especially here, as you can see, if he wants to walk through the pond as they're coming in. No matter how much it rains, it always seems to accumulate here.
Now, we did see some different crews out checking on storm drains and checking on areas prone to flooding. Meanwhile, on the roads, you definitely want to slow down. Now, we were on Interstate 5 around 12:30 or so, and the CHP was running around robin to get people to slow down. So visibility wasn't great in some spots. It is definitely slippery out there. So back out here live, I imagine the CHP has been busy today, and it probably will continue to be busy throughout the night as we're heading into rush hour. But for more on this weather, let's go to my colleague, CBS 8's meteorologist, Sean Stiles. Sean?
Kelly, yeah, we're down here at 42nd and the Mountain View area, and you can see the flood control channel over my shoulder here is doing its job. It's controlling the water. We are not seeing heavy downpours, but what we're seeing, as you said, that steady rain consistently coming down and down. And as we move a little bit further down here, I want to point something out that's really dramatic. They have cleared the flood control channel, and in doing so have brought the water levels well below going up and over the banks. One would have to think a couple weeks ago, had this channel been here, that flooding probably wouldn't have happened because the channel would have been deep enough to hold all the water. Now, we are going to continue to see this rain. I made my way all the way up to Oceanside where I started my day, and it continued to rain throughout the entire time I was there. Let's take you to the Oceanside Harbor entrance, and as you look at the San Luis Rey River here, well below going up and over the jetties, the birds were out, but they were hanging low. On the roads, there was definitely ponding and some flooding, vehicles having to go through that area, through the southern part of the Oceanside area. I continued down into the Carlsbad area where we were seeing some flooding there as well, and I ran into some folks that I talked to about the roadways and how difficult it was to drive.
We just put up 4 tarps over top of our work area to make sure if it does rain, we're still working. But we have to go now back to work.
Tell me about the hydroplaning out there.
I've done it solid 4 times so far today. It's scary. My car's not built for this.
And I would have to agree, driving along the Interstate 5 North and the 101 through the North County down into Leucadia, that flooding was much, much deeper on the roadways. In fact, city workers were coming out to redirect people in the northern part of Leucadia where flooding was almost completely across the road. This is at about 1:30 in the afternoon. The rain continues to fall, and the further you go north and the further you head west, the heavier the rain. Early early this morning, there was nary a drop of rain in the South County. Up in the North County, plenty of rain coming down, and that will continue throughout the night. Meteorologist Carlene Chavis will have more on that, but I'll send it back to you in the studio here in the 42nd Street area, where we saw a lot of flooding 2 weeks ago in this area.
All right, definitely giving us a picture of what it's looking like all around the county, especially North County right now. Thanks, Sean.
We are expecting rain for days, and there could still be a lot of it to come.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis is tracking this storm for us and has the very latest for you. Hey, Carlene.
Hey, yeah, we're still talking about that key time frame as mentioned last week. The heaviest for us is going to be tonight through tomorrow. And that's when we're expecting the heavier rainfall, some downpours. As Sean mentioned, North County and towards the basically the mountains, that's where we've seen most of that moisture so far, because it's a slow mover coming from the north towards the south. So we have seen more than an inch for Oceanside, the same for Fallbrook, Palomar Mountain, more than 2 inches of rainfall, but it's going to make its way towards the south, and that's when it becomes more widespread tonight through tomorrow. When we look at the current radar sweep, we are seeing some rain across North County and a few lighter showers entering towards the South Bay as well as Santee. But as mentioned, we're not done yet. We still have a flood watch that carries all the way until tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for the entire county. So when we set the clock in motion, you're starting to see heavier pockets starting to move in later on tonight. That's when you start to get those deeper greens and even the yellows popping up. So that's more of the moderate to heavier rainfall we're seeing overnight, and then it will continue all the way through tomorrow morning. Around 8:20, you're seeing it for a good portion of the county, and then we start to get to the heavier stuff a little bit more with the heating of the day and that storm system getting closer. So that brings us to about 11:40 tomorrow morning. You are seeing heavier rainfall impacting the South Bay, also across Ramona, stretching towards the mountains, and we are expecting some snow with this as well. And with that snow level coming down near about 5,000 feet, we'll see some snow in our local mountains. So we are going to continue to keep track and even show you some more suggested rainfalls totals that we could see when everything is said and done through tomorrow coming up.
All right, we're still waiting on the main course, at least here in San Diego.
We know you're going to be busy this week. We'll be checking in a lot. Thanks, Carlene.
You're welcome.